Are you struggling to make your mortgage payments? There are thousands of government dollars available that can help you keep your home. The Housing and Education Alliance is a nonprofit organization, and many of our HUD-approved staff have experienced what you are going through. We want to help you keep your home. Whether you're unemployed or underemployed, our services are free. Go to myhomeamerica.org or call us today. Welcome to My Home America. Hi, I'm Sylvia Alvarez, Executive Director of HEA, the Housing and Education Alliance. HEA is a 501c3 nonprofit organization certified by HUD as a housing counseling agency. Since opening our doors in 2002, we have provided more than 400,000 hours of education and counseling to over 29,000 families, helping them achieve their American dream of home ownership, or helping those facing financial hardship avoid foreclosure, keeping their American dream alive. HEA provides homebuyer education, free foreclosure prevention services, pre- and post-purchase housing counseling, and financial literacy classes. We have the answer to your housing questions. This program is being brought to you by NCLR's Housing Network and Waterstone Mortgage Company. At HEA, you are the primary focus of our work. We are not realtors, we are not lenders, we are a third party who is certified to look after your family's well-being when it comes to home ownership. If you're thinking of becoming a homeowner, or if you are a homeowner struggling to keep your home, you will find this important program very valuable. Come with us as we talk to some housing experts on My Home America. Today, our first guests are Walter Walker, HEA's Director of Education and Counseling, and Xiomara Miwa, HEA's Hardest Hit Program Manager, and they have a lot of valuable information to share. So Walter, let's start with you. What type of services does Housing and Education Alliance provide to the community?
HEA provides homebuyer pre-purchase education and counseling, as well as free foreclosure prevention and loss mitigation services to consumers seeking help with their housing issues. HEA offers pre-purchase education and counseling for those who wish to purchase for the first time and are entering or re-entering the market even after a short sale, a deed in lieu, or a foreclosure. Yes, it is possible to repurchase even after the worst has happened.
So Walter, what should a person do?
Well, our homebuyer classes focus on very important information that every homebuyer needs. Some of the topics covered include establishing and maintaining a workable budget. We also work on understanding credit and what credit means to the home buying process, why it's important in maintaining it. We work on purchasing mortgage, because you will be purchasing the mortgage as well as a home. So we ask you to understand, what is a mortgage? What does it mean? Who are you working with? Who understands what the loan officer does, the types of mortgages that are out there. Working with realtors, understanding their role in helping you select the house you want to buy, making the right decision that's best for you and your family.
These are all very important topics, and I know we go into a lot more. I've even heard some of your foreclosure clients come back and say that if they had taken this class, they never would have been in foreclosure.
Well, one of the things that I like to use as a catchphrase is buy what you can reasonably afford. And many of the people that are in foreclosure, unfortunately, didn't get that advice. So we do all that we can to help them understand that that's where they need to remain. But one of the more important functions of our homebuyer class is to help qualify people for down payment assistance. Once you are wanting to become a homeowner, you've not been a homeowner for the last several years, you may qualify for down payment assistance as much as from $7,500 in some cases all the way up to as much as $40,000 in down payment and closing cost help, depending upon the program.
Florida has been the epicenter of the foreclosure crisis. And Walter, I know that HEA has helped thousands of Tampa Bay families with their foreclosure issues. Can you tell us a little bit about the programs available to help distressed homeowners?
Certainly. The HAMP program is the Home Affordable Mortgage Program, which may help people that purchased a home prior to January 1 of 2009 qualify for one of several modification programs that may help them keep their home. There's also HARP, which is the foreclosure prevention program of refinance, or home affordable refinance, that allows people who are underwater to be able to potentially refinance their home, get a lower interest rate, or get out of an adjustable rate mortgage, get into something that's a little more affordable while maintaining the home that they own.
Now, friends, I want to make sure you hear about one of the programs that has helped thousands of our neighbors, and that is the Florida Hardest Hit program. The Hardest Hit helps eligible homeowners who are unemployed or underemployed, and today we have Xiomara Miwa, Hardest Hit Program Manager for HEA. Xiomara, what is the Florida Hardest Hit program?
Yes, of course. Florida Hardest Hit has two programs. There is the Unemployment Mortgage Assistance Program that helps with the mortgage payment itself. And the second part of the program is the Mortgage Loan Reinstatement Assistance, which has funds available to pay back the past due payments that are due up to $18,000. Anything over that, it is the borrower's responsibility.
So there's two programs. One helps you get your mortgage caught up, correct?
Correct.
And they can receive how much from that fund? What's the maximum?
The mortgage payment assistance is up to $24,000.
Okay, $24,000. And then in help with making mortgage payments going forward, how much is that?
It's a combination of $42,000 up to $24,000 for mortgage payments, and up to $18,000 to reinstate the loan.
So a family or a person could receive up to $42,000 if they're eligible.
That's correct.
Now, do they have to pay this back?
No, they don't. It is a forgivable loan. It is a lien against the home, but it is forgivable up to 5.5 years.
I think that if someone is either unemployed or underemployed, they should contact you to see if they're eligible. And if so, you can direct them on the next steps.
We have a lot of success stories in our.
That's excellent. Yes. So what does someone have to do to get started to see if they're eligible with the Hardest Hit program?
Oh, definitely to call our office. Our number is 813-932-4663. My extension is 105, so they can always call me directly. I will guide them with eligibility questions to make sure that they qualify.
Are you struggling to make your mortgage payments? There are thousands of government dollars available that can help you keep your home. The Housing and Education Alliance is a nonprofit organization, and many of our HUD-approved staff have experienced what you are going through. We want to help you keep your home. Whether you're unemployed or underemployed, our services are free. Go to myhomeamerica.org or call us today.
To come home from work and pull up in your yard and you got a family and of 5 and you're looking at this house that was, was home. It was a scary moment thinking you're going to lose it. And then where do you go from here?
Housing Education Alliance is a HUD-certified housing counseling agency helping families like the Sheltons avoid foreclosure. The agency helps clients seek solutions through mortgage loan modifications, principal reductions, and financial assistance programs to help them get back on their feet. It also provides the best home buyer education and counseling available.
Buying a home is a very emotional thing. Logic does not take a role in our choice.
In fact, studies show that people who take a HUD-certified homebuyer education class are 35% less likely to become victims of foreclosure.
We believe that had we done a better job as a country of educating these people who are just getting into the homebuyer market, we probably would have had a less effect from the foreclosure crisis.
I have a 4-year degree. This, took finance and everything else. This course should be a requirement for everyone wanting to purchase a house, no matter what their background is. Yeah, this organization, we could have done it without them, period.
With the help of HEA, the Sheltons avoided foreclosure, received a loan modification, and principal reduction. Debbie Percival understands the foreclosure crisis. In fact, she's both benefited and suffered from it. She bought her dream home on a short sale, not imagining just 2 years later she would find herself unable to pay the bills after losing her job and an $80,000 a year income.
So I contacted my mortgage company, who told me that I was in good standing and I didn't qualify. I had to miss 2 payments. And I did that, and then I applied, and that went on for 6 months.
6 months turned into a year of calling the bank and other agencies, desperate to work out an arrangement. Then a foreclosure notice arrived.
I decided I was going to fight. I was not going to give up like that.
An attorney told her about Housing Education Alliance. She attended an HEA course and after counseling received a loan modification and now is approved for financial assistance to bring her mortgage current.
They can get anywhere between $18,000 and $25,000 to help get their mortgage caught up, and could receive up to a year of mortgage payments, up to a maximum of $24,000, to give them some time to find a better job or to get some more income, which is, like I said, the main reason that most people are finding themselves in foreclosure right now.
There are literally millions of dollars available to help people like Debbie, LaShonda, and Cara Lee to get back on their feet, and it's money you don't have to pay back.
I was driving a truck and I physically was unable to continue driving the truck. So I had to come home, and I didn't have any job. I couldn't find anything because I had been doing truck driving for so long.
But quitting was not an option. With her 15-year-old son by her side, she immediately went looking for answers.
I was used to making somewhere around $50,000 a year, and all of a sudden you pull the plug. It's like, what do? Where does the money come from, and how do you live down there?
LaShonda O'Neill also lost her longtime position.
I went into a panic. I'm a single parent, so of course you always go into a panic when there's no income or you don't know where the income is going to come from. The loan modification didn't work out. They basically denied me because I was current on my mortgage. They stated that I needed to be behind in order for them to help me.
When the bank couldn't help, HEA stepped in. Both women are now approved for financial assistance to pay their mortgage payments over the next year.
I was just so happy to hear of the program, and I was so happy to hear when they accepted me. It was just beyond words. I couldn't believe it.
It meant everything, that I could keep my home and get on my feet and get back to where I was, but I have time to do it.
So what makes Housing Education Alliance better?
First of all, our services, foreclosure services, are 100% free. We have had many cases where they've worked with attorneys, or they've perhaps worked with others that were not HUD certified. They've lost thousands of dollars, and then when we get them, we're able to get a loan modification or work some kind of a workout for them that they were not able to do when they were paying.
Sylvia and Walter Walker, the Director of Education, even wrote a bilingual book guiding homeowners through the process of how to avoid foreclosure on their own. But this agency's experience runs deeper than education. It hit close to home when HEA's funding ran out in 2008.
I called a meeting of the staff and I told them that I was very sorry, that I appreciated everything that they had done because they really are committed, but that we had to shut our doors. Came in the next day. To my surprise, everybody was there. And I said, "Why are you here? Didn't you hear what I said yesterday? There's no money to pay you." And they refused to quit. They refused to stay home. Some of us became volunteers. Some of us took extremely drastic pay cuts. We got to feel the same pain that our clients felt, and I think that gave us a totally different perspective than maybe others that work in this realm. And but you know, there's something to be said about perseverance. And I tell you, you know, the people who work here, they're my family. Some of us lost our homes. So all of us were in some phase of the foreclosure process.
One of those employees was Linda Van Doren.
The worst part of it is knowing you're in a home that you love, that you've paid on and thought you were doing the right thing. Come to find out you're losing it.
Years later, the loss came full circle. Remember Debbie? She was the one that bought Linda's home on a short sale. And now HEA is helping to ensure Debbie can keep it.
If we can help somebody and we can see a smile on their face, tears in their eyes because they kept something, it's all worth it.
Both women, client and counselor, credit lessons learned through the agency's homebuyer education course.
They come with an open mind, they learn, and they leave, and hopefully what they learn in the class, we don't expect them to be realtors or know everything, but at least we can alert them to some things to look out for should anything come up during their process.
The agency not only helps those at risk, but it also teaches new home buyers how to get it right the first time.
I learned a lot in regards to how to pay the mortgage on time and how to pay more of the principal, which would reduce the length of your mortgage, how to budget, which, you know, we've been renters all our lives, so we didn't really have anything like that in mind, so we didn't have any knowledge of that. We're doing our best to be responsible with, to be good stewards of what we have and not overstretch ourselves, because not only does that weigh on stress, but it weighs on the marriage.
We take it to heart, and I think we take it to heart because we've been there. We know what it feels like to be losing your home, and it is, I think it's probably one of the biggest tragedies that a family can face. The American dream is not dead. Home ownership is still the best way to go, but you gotta do it the right way. You can't listen to people, your grocer, your friend, your neighbor. You gotta go to experts. Don't listen to anyone other than experts. And the best thing to do is always start with a HUD-certified housing counseling agency, because we have no financial interest in the deal and we're not going to steer you wrong. Are you struggling to make your mortgage payments? There are thousands of government dollars available that can help you keep your home. The Housing and Education Alliance is a nonprofit organization, and many of our HUD-approved staff have experienced what you are going through. We want to help you keep your home. Whether you're unemployed or underemployed, our services are free. Go to myhomeamerica.org or call us today. Welcome back to My Home America. Well, I think we have some very exciting information for those who may have lost their home to foreclosure and think they can never buy a home again. I want to welcome Arnie Diaz, Area Regional Manager with Waterstone Mortgage, and Jaime Yepes, Senior Mortgage Consultant, also with Waterstone. Let's see what they have to say. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your company and yourself? Lance, I understand you've been a Tampa native all your life, and Arnie, you too. You've been in the mortgage business a long time.
Many years, longer than I'd like to admit. I'm a veteran of Wells Fargo Mortgage for 24 years and decided to, got recruited by a company out of Wisconsin, a bank out of Wisconsin. It's traded on the NASDAQ, and they wanted to create a presence here in Florida. So I took the job, and we have started as of August. And we're very excited, yes.
Excellent. And so what types of loan programs does Waterstone offer?
Well, to be honest with you, Sylvia, in this industry right now, the products are very similar. We got FHA and VA, conventional loans. But what we're offering is a more seamless and better customer experience as far as getting loans closed on time. And we're also offering a home warranty as well with customers that come to us. So we're kind of talking about closing on time with peace of mind.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
We've been involved in a few closings that did not go so smoothly.
Right. And the first thing that happens after you get into a house is something breaks. And so we're going to offer you a way to protect yourself in addition to having a nice experience in the mortgage process of getting a loan closed on time.
to get a loan closed on time is a difficult thing nowadays. I know we've been involved in a few closings that were really nightmares. So that's a breath of fresh air. But then when you're adding on top of that a home buyer warranty, this is something that we really stress, especially when someone is buying a home that is not brand new and is not protected by Florida law. So that is an awesome bonus to give new home buyers.
I think in your own classes, Sylvia, they talk about how you should put some money away just in case something happens. And what we're finding is that the first thing that happens is like the water machine, the washing machine breaks, or the air conditioning goes out, and all of a sudden they're behind the 8 ball from the get-go.
That's right. So Lance, what exciting news are you bringing us today?
Sylvia, I'm very excited about a new program that FHA came out with August 15th. It's called the Back to Work Program. Extenuating circumstances sometimes is the way it follows up. And what it does, it's enabled people that have gone through a crisis, a financial crisis that a lot of people have during, with the economy the way it has been, to be able to still get a home that otherwise could not have. We're talking about those that maybe had a bankruptcy or short sale or foreclosure. A lot of people that have had a bankruptcy were thinking, I might have to wait 2, 3 or more years before I could get a home. And a foreclosure, the same thing, 3, 4 years before they could actually look at even purchasing a home again. And this program empowers them now, the ability to get a home, to apply, and to get the same type of loan that has been out there for years, the FHA loan. With 3.5% down, they can actually purchase a home again. The program itself is really quite simple from the standpoint is they just have to experience a financial consequence. And we're talking about where at least 20% of their income is dropped over a period of at least 6 months. And we're talking about maybe they lost a job, their pay had dropped, their hours had cut back, and even possibly their spouse had lost their job. And even that could affect it.
Well, you know what, Lance? That sounds like all of our clients that are facing foreclosure. Yeah. So this is an excellent, excellent program, and its time has come. So tell us more.
Well, I mean, the nice thing about it is that it's not that complicated to take advantage of this program. Well, first off, they would need a counseling, just to an hour or so from a facility like yours, to be able to just go over with the reasonings why it happened, to help them understand so it never happens again. It's just an hour course is basically all that's entailed. Of course, they will have to have reestablished some credit over the last 12 months. Since that occurrence occurred.
Not difficult to do.
No, and as long as those two things have happened, they've reestablished credit, they've taken the class, then they can apply for this program. Only 30 days after they take this class, they can then go and apply for the program. And there are no restrictions from the standpoint, they're not going to have to pay a higher rate. They're not going to have any special hoops they have to jump through. It's a wonderful program. We're excited about it. We need to get this message out there because it just came available to a lot of people that otherwise would not have known about it.
Well, I'm hoping that we here today are able to do just that and get the word out. I know at HEA we're going to be contacting all of our foreclosure clients.
Wonderful.
And letting them know about this program. Are you struggling to make your mortgage payments? There are thousands of government dollars available that can help you keep your home. The Housing and Education Alliance is a nonprofit organization, and many of our HUD-approved staff have experienced what you are going through. We want to help you keep your home. Whether you're unemployed or underemployed, our services are free. Go to myhomeamerica.org or call us today. When someone wants to start over, the very first thing that we do is we send them to a homebuyer education class. That's the other side of what we do at the agency. And I will tell you that every single person that has gone to this class says the same thing. If I had taken this class, I never would have lost my home. There's so many things that can go wrong in the purchase of a home. It's a complicated process. So we try to open people's eyes up to what is the potential, could be a potential risk for them out there. Many times people are going through the home buying process and they're just going by what they're being told. Sign here, press hard, 3 copies, whatever. But the bottom line is they need to understand what they're doing because knowledge is power. And if you have the knowledge, and studies have proven, HUD studies as well as others have proven that anywhere from 35 to 40% people who've taken a class, they're less likely to be a victim of foreclosure than those who haven't. So we're big proponents of the first-time homebuyer education classes. In the class, you'll learn how to restructure your credit, and then beyond that, we have one-on-one counseling with our counselors where they can actually walk you through how you rebuild your credit again. At the start of the foreclosure crisis, everyone was hit hard, and that included nonprofits. We were not immune to that. All of our funders, our government contracts, everything just dried up. And I was faced with the very sad task of letting my staff know that we were going to have to shut down. And to my surprise, when I made the announcement at the office, I came in the next day and they were all at their desks. And I asked them, do you not understand what I said? There's no money to pay you. And what I heard from all of them was that if there's no money to pay me, then I guess I'm a volunteer. If you can pay me, great. If you can't, then that's the way it is. So many of my staff worked for 2.5 years, either as volunteers or for drastically reduced salaries. And as you can understand, when you're not bringing in any money, then you can't make your mortgage payments. So we faced everything that our clients who are going through foreclosure have faced, and all of us either lost our homes or were in some phase of the foreclosure process. So we know what it feels like to be going through this, and we also know where you go to get the help so you can stay in your home. We hope you enjoyed My Home America, brought to you by Housing and Education Alliance. And a big thank you to our sponsors, NCLR's Home Ownership Network and Waterstone Mortgage. Don't forget, for all your housing issues, call Housing and Education Alliance today to set up an appointment with a HUD-certified housing counselor. Whether you are buying a home or facing losing your home to foreclosure, call us today and speak to one of our counselors. Our foreclosure prevention services are totally free. We at HEA believe in the American dream of home ownership. We believe in you and in helping you achieve that dream. Call us today. Call HEA at 813-932-4663. Are you struggling to make your mortgage payments? There are thousands of government dollars available that can help you keep your home. The Housing and Education Alliance is a nonprofit organization, and many of our HUD-approved staff have experienced what you are going through. We want to help you keep your home. Whether you're unemployed or underemployed, our services are free. Go to myhomeamerica.org or call us today.